Hi, Paul here from Trek It, and we've come out to this beautiful spot on this crisp, cold autumn day with the Black Mountains and the Brecon Beacons in the distance. A bit grey and a bit drizzly over there, so it's a really typical blustery, damp, cold autumn day. It's sort of the typical conditions you're going to get in the UK. And we're talking to you today about this newly revised Arc'teryx Thorium AR down jacket. So what is the Thorium AR down jacket? Well, it's a down jacket, obviously. It's filled with down, and it's part of their AR range. So Arc'teryx give you some kind of clue as to what their products are designed for with these little letters that they put after the name. So AR basically stands for all round. So as you can imagine, this is a warm, insulating jacket that you can use for just about anything. It's an incredibly versatile jacket. You can use it as a standalone, you can use it as a layer, you can use it as an overlayer. It's tough and durable and will work really well as an insulating layer as part of your overall layering system. It's nice and lightweight, it's burly and it's durable, but I'll talk a little bit about what makes it so good in the features section that we're going to go to. So what's the Arc'teryx Thorium AR made from? Well, the big thing that caught our attention for this revision for this great product is the new fabric that they're using on the outside. And Arc'teryx call it Arato 30 nylon, and the 30 stands for a 30 denier. So what they've done, it's quite unusual, and this really is why we picked this jacket out to be included in our range, because they've used a heavy duty 30 denier fabric on the outside of this jacket, whilst keeping it very lightweight and packable. This kind of fabric is only really found on sort of heavier duty, big baffle, expedition, big mountaineering jackets that are bulky and heavy. They're super warm, but to find this kind of fabric on a jacket that packs down small, is lightweight and has a good fill power of down is really unusual. It makes it quite a special piece. It means that the jacket's going to be warm, it's going to be tough, it's going to be durable, it's lightweight and can pack down nice and small. Quite unusual, and that's really why we chose it. So I described this as a down jacket, and technically speaking it's not 100% down in here. Arc'teryx use what they call their down composite mapping, and that means that you get a mixture of down and synthetic insulation in here. It's predominantly down, it's predominantly 750 fill power down, but in those areas that are prone to wetting out, like around the cuffs, around the face at the top of the collar here and the entire hood, they use their call-off synthetic insulation, and they also place that under the arms. And you're wondering why under the arms? It doesn't really get wet from the rain under the arms, but that's because this is an area of heavy sweating. So if you're working hard in this jacket, you're sweating a lot, you're going to get a lot of moisture here, and what you don't want is the down soaking out and getting useless under the arms. So that's there, it'll dry nice and quickly, and like I said, in those areas on the cuffs and the hoods that are prone to wetting out. The down is, like I said, it's a 750 fill power down, so that's a good amount of down. For those who don't know, fill power is a measurement that describes how much space down will loft up to. So loft really describes how fluffy down is. Okay, so down only works when it's expanded out and it's fluffy, and all those little fluffy little gorgeous goose down clusters are trapping warm air next to your body. So 750 fill power down means that 1 ounce of down from this jacket, so that's just 1 ounce, will fill 750 cubic inches of space. And to give you some kind of real world comparison, 750 cubic inches of space is about 12 litres, or about the same size as a large stuff sack. We do the X-Bed ones, it's about the same size as that. So that'll give you an idea of how much room. So all of the down in this jacket would take up a huge amount of space, and it's there to keep you warm, to keep you insulated, and to keep out the elements which are coming in from over there rapidly. The outside of the fabric, like I said, is this Arato 30 denier nylon fabric. It's also treated with a DWR, which is just as well, because it's a bit drizzly and dreich today. And that DWR just repels light rain, snow, sleet. What it doesn't do is it doesn't make the fabric, doesn't make the jacket 100% waterproof. So like me, you should always carry a shell jacket. I've got one in my pack. and if it really starts to come down, which it looks like it might any minute now, I'm going to pop my shell over the top and make sure all that down is kept nice and dry and fluffy and warm and keeping me insulated. Okay, main features of the Thorium AR down jacket. So as usual with our videos, we'll start up at the top. You get that core loft insulated hood, which fits really nice and snug over my hat here. And you get a good full face closure. Arc'teryx call this their storm hood, and the clue's in the name. It's, if it's stormy, you want a hood that's going to give you really good closure around your face. So when it's fully zipped up like that, it doesn't do anything for the sound of the video, I'm sure, but you can see that it gives me a good full face closure. And then around the back, a little adjuster just to pull it in nice and snug, and it will, let me just slacken this off a sec. Pop my helmet on, so it will fit over a standard climbing helmet. So it will fit over there, nice and snug, and you still can do it all the way up. Can you hear me? And you get that, you get that really good full face closure, keep the elements out. I'm going to pop my hat back on because it's getting chilly. Pockets wise, you get your standard 2 zipped hand pockets here, nice bright colour trim on there, nice Arc'teryx touch, and they're big enough to take hats and gloves or your hands, obviously. And then on the inside you get a neat little zip pocket here, which will take your phone, it'll take your GPS, anything there you want to keep nice and safe and sound. And in this pocket, tucked away, is your stuff sack, and that's attached, you can see that it's attached to the jacket. So what you do, so obviously to stop this blowing away in the wind, is you whip the jacket off, tuck it into the stuff sack as it's attached, then you're not going to lose it. It's a really clever little neat little feature that they do there. It means you're not going to lose that stuff sack, and that's tucked away nice and neat inside that pocket. The cuffs are finished off with a really neat elasticated binding on the inside, and it's really cleverly done because they've tucked the elastic inside a little bit, and what that does is it draws more of the insulation down over your wrist. You've got big blood vessels running through your wrist, and some research has shown that if you can keep your wrists warm, you're going to feel a lot warmer generally, and that just pulls the insulation down over your wrist. But you can pull them up easily if you need to ventilate. I don't need to ventilate, it's cold. And then down the bottom, in keeping with this sort of ultra lightweight theme of the jacket, you get 2 very, very slimline, subtle single hand pull draw cord adjusters. So you literally just grab the little plastic bit on the end there, give them a tug, and it pulls it up nice and neat. And that just seals all that warmth in around your body, just to stop the drafts coming in. It really does make a big difference. And they are super thin, super lightweight. And really that's kind of the main feature of this jacket. Like I said, it's that durable fabric, but it's just the way it feels. It feels fantastic. I'm a massive fan of Arc'teryx. Their stuff fits me perfectly. And I just like the way this feels on. It's just really comfortable. So let's move on and talk a little bit about fit, give you some idea of what it's like on me. Okay, so how does this thing fit? I've talked about how well it fits, but that's more about a sort of a feeling. You know, it just feels luxurious, it works, there's plenty of room in here for me to move around. And if you've seen my videos before, you'll all know that I'm 6'3", 42-inch chest, 34-inch waist. I weigh about 13.5 stone, and this is a size large. So nice and long in the arms, plenty of movement. I can reach up without the hem lifting up. So if you're using this for climbing or mountaineering or a bit of scrambling, you've got plenty of movement. And the large is a trim fit. Okay, so I've got a lightweight base layer on here. I've got my Rab AL pull, which is a kind of a lightweight grid fleece underneath. And there's plenty of room in here, but without it being too big and baggy. You don't want to get your down jacket to be too big and baggy because you're going to waste a lot of energy warming up dead air space inside the jacket. And also equally, you don't want it too tight. So if you have the jacket too tight, A, shows off your beer belly, and B, it actually squashes the down in the baffles and stops it being so effective. It's reducing its ability to loft. And we talked about that with the fill power. So you want that down to be loosely sitting in the jacket so it's working to its maximum effect. There's enough room here if I wanted to put some more layers on underneath, maybe another lightweight fleece or something like that. But also I could throw this over the top of my waterproof jacket if I was stopping for lunch or sat on a cold belay in really horrible conditions and just needed some extra warmth. So layering, it's a real conundrum and it's very, very personal thing. This is obviously designed to be an insulating layer. Now where you place that layer within your system is purely down to you. It's down to the conditions, whether you run hot, whether you run cold, whether it's wet, whether it's dry, whether it's freezing. It is a very personal thing, and it's the kind of thing that develops with experience. So as an insulating layer, it's there to provide warmth. It can be used pretty straightforwardly as a jacket in its own right. And you can also use it underneath the shell as part of a layering system, but you don't really do that in really freezing conditions because this thing is nice and warm. Or you could throw it over the top of everything. But like I said, it's not a precise science. So trial and error and experience will guide you toward what is the best option for you. Alternatively, you can watch one of our videos. We've done, Harry will put a link up here. We did a video on layering, and it'll give you some tips and advice about how best to use your layers that will suit you perfectly. Okay, so that's the Arc'teryx Thorium AR hoodie. Called a hoodie because it's got a hood. Just so you know, we also do a non-hooded version of this. It's called the Thorium AR jacket because it hasn't got a hood. And if you want to check those out, have a look at the links up here. Harry will put the links up. You can check out the whole range of the hoodies and the jackets. So in summary, it's a lightweight but very tough and durable, supremely packable, warm insulating layer that uses some really clever composite technology using synthetic and down to provide maximum insulation and to optimize that filling really well. And it's suitable for just about everything. That's why it's given the AR tag for all round. Fits beautifully, fits me beautifully, and it has those superb little Arc'teryx design features that just kind of set them apart from other jackets. Superbly made and engineered. It really is a thing of beauty. So if you want to know some more details about it, have a look up on the website. Check out the other colours. There's some Arc'teryx do colour really well. And as always, guys, please put your comments and suggestions, anything you want, down in the comments section down below here. We will get back to you, and it's always good to hear from you. So I'm going to go and put my jacket on, my waterproof, because it is starting to rain. And I'll catch you guys again. Thanks very much. Toodaloo.